2, 1. Good evening and welcome to a very special edition of the 4-Man Rush. I'm your main man as always, Kevin Avery, aka 4MR underscore Country Kev. I'm pretty sure unless you've been up under a rock over the past about 5-6 hours, probably got a good idea of why we on right now. David Tepper bragging about, he got brass testicles. Well, he definitely dropped the mugs today, and the whole NFL felt them as the Carolina Panthers, who were sitting at the number 9 pick, were able to work out a deal with the Chicago Bears, who had the number 1 overall pick, to jump up and make the trade that now lets the Carolina Panthers have the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft next month that will be held out in Kansas City here. Needless to say, when I got the notification, I was shocked. I literally thought, it was another hoax. But man, when it just kept coming and coming, I was just like, man, stop playing. Like all along, we kind of almost felt like it was going to be the Indianapolis Colts, because of their affiliation. They're former defensive coordinators, now the head coach of the Bears, and it was all kind of things that make you think that the deal was going to work. It was also talk of the Houston Texans possibly trading, but like Federer been saying all along, there's a player that we have a strong conviction for that we really like. We're going to make a move to go get him, and damn it, that's what the fuck happened today. I'm gonna say it how I feel it. That's what the fuck just happened today. So, joining me tonight, got a special treat for y'all. The long time OG of the 4-Man Rush, got my main man Monty Fetty, aka 4MR underscore Monty, on for tonight. And always, we got the reliable yet ignorant JD with us, aka Panthers Den. So we're gonna run a little cover 3 tonight to discuss this trade, what implications it's gonna have on the Panthers, not only in free agency but also in the draft as well, and just take a look at the overall kind of hope and outlook it gives us. Hey, it's usually me and JD, so we got to kick it to Monty. Monty, go ahead, man. Tell us, tell us how you feel. Tell them why you're mad, son. Go ahead, drop it.
Man, what's going on? Hey, Kev, it's funny because I like, me and you know, like we go back and I know you personally, so it's like I know when you get excited and you start to really cussing, like it's like, nah, Kev excited, like Kev going. Nah, man, I'm turned, bro. Like I've been telling y'all, especially in the 4-Man Rush, me and you, we've all been having this conversation for over almost a year now. I've been telling y'all, no matter if we made the playoffs or no matter if we played ourselves into a top 3 pick, we're going quarterback. And I feel like if we played ourselves out of a top 10 pick, we were going to trade up anyway. I feel like there was no in between that. I thought that for months. I didn't think. To be realistically, I didn't think that we were going to get to number 1. I'm glad that we got to number 1. That says, I feel like, and we're going to speak on that later. I think that speaks to a lot of how Fitterer is trying to run this next era of Carolina football. But I thought we were going to trade up months ago. I thought that was something, there was no realistic chance. If you really was wanting to address quarterback and get a franchise quarterback from this class, there was no way you were going to stay at 9. I think, we knew that before the season ended, there was no way at 9 that you were going to get one of the top 2 guys at 9, and now that we've got to number 1, I'm excited, bro. Like, because either one, in my opinion, Bryce or CJ Stroud, you can't go wrong. I think we're going to go CJ Stroud. I'm happy as fuck either way. I feel like, for the next era of football to have one of these guys behind, or under center is I feel like is what this city needed. I feel like is what the team needed. I think Frank Reich is going to turn either one of these guys into a superstar. Man, look, don't get me talking because I'll talk all night. So you can pass it like the 6 JD because so I think that good. I hate that we lost DJ Moore, and again I think we're gonna get into that later. But I feel like for what the plan was to accomplish moving on for, again, this next decade in Carolina Panther football, I feel like they accomplished that. So, like, good job, like Scott Fitter, good job.
All right, JD, drop that knowledge on us, bro.
Dog, I was sitting at my desk about 6 hours ago now. And, sometimes when something happened, you don't quite believe it. I was one of those people like, I can't see Fitterer doing something like that. Not at least until it would have to be closer to draft day. I didn't see it happening this soon. But
right. I don't mean to cut you off, JD, but right. That's another reason why. Like, it's not gonna happen this early. So, but keep going. I'm sorry.
On a Friday, nonetheless, I figured it would just go into the weekend,
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm vain enough. I don't mean to cut you off, JD, but I'm vain enough to say, bro, they did that for my birthday, bro.
I was about to. The timing of it is.
Hey, but we'll talk about that later too. Do your thing.
Hey, whatever you did on your birthday, pimp, keep doing that.
Hey,
do that again.
I owe it to the city, bro. That's for the city, bro.
Run it. Whatever you did that day, run that back exactly. But I felt like it was just gonna go on into the weekend. Legal tampering starts on Monday or early next week. I figured we would get like free agency news before then or whatever. A part of me was like, you know what? They might try to make a trade just so they'll have a plan to follow through free agency. I didn't see it happening. So you already know I was caught off guard. I was amped, bruh. Like, turned all the way up. I had to take a break. Monty went on break early. My break was about that time, so that's how I know God did it. But yeah, man, it's necessary, Monty has been on the trade for the QB, bump them picks, all that way before we were, or the rest of the four-man rush was. But at some point, bro, you got to take a shot. Like, if there's a guy up there and there's conviction on him in the building, at least one guy. That's all we needed to trade one. Have conviction on one guy and know that one guy would be, or gives you the best shot to get a franchise quarterback. So I'm super pleased. I'm amped, and I'm stoked to get this process going. I haven't been this amped for the draft or for a draft pick since we picked first overall in 2011. So it's like it's rare air right now, and it's just a surreal feeling. I would not have even guessed that it would have been happening so soon, and not even today. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys remembered, and one of the chats that we in, I had dropped that it said that the Bears would like to get this trade for number one pick done before the end of this weekend. And I was thinking, the source was a little suspect because I never saw it, but I shared it anyway just to see, how far it floated. And I'd be damned if it didn't 24 hours later come through. But when you look at it from a timing aspect of it, with legal tampering beginning at midnight Sunday night, and then with free agency officially beginning at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, March 15th, it by going ahead and doing this move, it allows both teams and a trickle-down effect on the league to start setting up, okay, now that we've done this, and this, all right, where do we need to focus our salary cap on? And I'm just, like I said, I feel like I need to be pinched to make sure I'm not even dreaming, man, because it's like we've been starving for a quarterback since 2018, man. Like, we done been through, since Cam Newton got hurt, we done been through 8 other quarterbacks, bro. Like, I mean, from who was on the roster, it started off with Kyle Allen, then it was Taylor Heineke, then Will Greer got in the game, then brought in Teddy Bridgewater, brought in PJ Walker, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
Brought back Cam.
Yeah, brought Cam back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my God, this man, this been one hell of a ride. It just, I feel like I'm riding with my daughter when she playing Grand Theft Auto because it's just been just been crazy as hell like that. But man, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Monty. Go ahead.
No, and that's what I was saying, man. I think just the city of Charlotte needed this. It was something that, like you said, it's been over a decade since we were drafted a quarterback in the first round, and ironically, the last quarterback that we drafted number one was Cam Newton and took us to a Super Bowl. So I think that just speaks volumes to I feel like the importance of addressing a quarterback, especially in that top 5 and now at number 1, how important it's going to be. Yeah. And I think that finding the right quarterback, is probably the bigger question or the bigger statement. But yeah, man, I think that we all needed this. To me, it was something that I was expecting. I was just waiting for. We all talk on a personal level on different chats or whatever, and I to me it always felt like it was just a matter of when, not if it was going to happen. So I feel like I was very excited that we got to one. Now, like as it sits in, I'm not. It doesn't hit me as much as maybe as some other people because again, I've been thought this was going to happen. Like I've been thought we were going to trade up, if not to number 1, at least within the top 5. And now, now that we all know, we're getting to number 1. So yeah, bro, it was something that the city needed. We got to get a quarterback, and we got to get CJ Stroud, in my opinion. Like now that we talk about it, we got to get CJ Stroud, bro. And I feel like that's like don't get me talking all day. So go ahead, JD. So I'm gonna let you get it off first before we get talking, because we got to address this shit now.
So we taking picks. Like, are we gonna each put in a pick for the first pick, or like what we thinking? Monty thinks CJ Stroud. Kev, who you thinking?
Man, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. With me being a trench guy, I lean on y'all when it comes to these skilled players, man. I feel like with this coaching staff, either Stroud or Bryce Young would get us to the promised land that we all are thirsting for. But if I'm forced to pick one, man, I got to go with Stroud, man. I mean, what he did against Georgia, I know it was just one game. I know he played there 3 years, but that was literally almost a NFL defense he was going up against. And man, he was out there like a surgeon
in cooking.
I mean,
cooking them, bro.
Cooking, Kev.
I mean, he dispelled all the myths about not being, facing pressure, not running.
Not some average D lineman either. That was Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wasn't touched. And was not touched.
Hey, bro, and to me, the best throw or the best play of that game was when Jalen Carter was in his face. Because make no mistake about it, the best play, the one play or the one highlight that we see every game, or every time we talk about the Georgia that game, we go about when he sidesteps Jalen Carter and steps in and throws for a dime for a touchdown, 20, 30 yards downfield. So yeah, so the defense he was playing was arguably, one of the best defenses we'll see in the next 5 to 10 years. Just based off the talent that was at Georgia. So yeah, man, CJ Stroud. I think Bryce is the better quarterback now. I think he's a more complete quarterback. I think the only reason that we don't look at Bryce Young as a generational talent is because he's quote unquote small. But CJ Stroud got it, dog. I feel like CJ Stroud right now, you could put him in. You might he will have that rookie struggle or that rookie wall, but he's going to ball, bro. I think he's going to be a successful quarterback. I think. I was before we got on here. I'm sitting there looking back at how Josh McCown talks about him. I'm sitting there thinking about what Frank Wright thinks of, or what we can do with a quarterback, bro. And I think that CJ Stroud can absolutely be a successful quarterback, and I think they're going to make it a point that he's a successful quarterback. Man, I'm excited, bro. There ain't nothing you can do to talk me out of being excited right now.
I feel like we should be amped, bro. Like all that we done been through, you know what I'm saying? Dog, I had to watch Sam Darnold pump fake a bubble screen, man. I had to sit through that. Nah. But if I had to,
he had to tuck and roll for for a touchdown the other day. I mean, or like this past year, and niggas were saying, "Hey, bro," and we got niggas in the group chat talking about sign Sam Darnold back, bro. Like,
boy,
bro, he did a stop, drop, and roll into the damn end zone this year, and we got niggas talking about bring Sam Darnold back.
Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. That brother can go to the XFL. Go ball
CFL,
out the
CFL for me.
Nah, my bad, JD. I just when you said Sam Darnold, it hit a nerve. You know how when you get hit a nerve in the back of your neck? That's what
flat trigger. Yeah.
Nah, look, bro. Like, right. You trigger. Hey, bro, you trigger something to me that really pissed me off, bro. Like Sam Darnold, like dog. First play of the game against Minnesota, you throw a damn near pick six. Like, bro, I can't. Don't. Yeah, Sam Darnold is on site with me.
Bro, I was over Sam Darnold. I was at the Eagles game like 2 years ago, bro.
Yeah, I remember.
I was sitting in the section or whatever. I was watching the pre-snap. You know what I'm saying? I sat down. Everybody in my section was standing. I sat down. They say, "Why you sit down?" Because I'm a talker. Like, if you at the game with me, I'm just gonna talk. That's what I'm gonna do. I sat down, stopped talking. They said, "Why you sit down?" I looked up and said, "He about to throw a pick." And sure enough, here come this man, pick game. So all that, man, all that pain we done been through. I think I agree with y'all. My big board is gonna tell me Bryce Young just because he's at the top. I think he's the best quarterback in the class right now. To Monty's point, he may be the most pro ready right now,
right?
But you don't pick the most pro ready quarterback at first of all, and you don't pick the most pro ready quarterback with the Avengers as your coaching staff. Why are we assembling all this this help in the coaching staff if we're just gonna take the most pro ready guy? It don't make a lot of sense to me. There's got to be some ceiling to it as well. So
right, and I think that's been the big talk all year is like what quarterback has the highest ceiling, and honestly, bro, for the most part of for the draft process, it's always been CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, are going to be okay quarterbacks, but it was been Will Levis and Anthony Richardson that has the highest upside. So in my opinion, and I've never agreed with that because I've always felt like if you put CJ Stroud in the right system, you get him in the right system, you can protect CJ Stroud. Yep. Bro, there's no reason why CJ Stroud can't come in and be a top 10, top 7 quarterback in the NFL, bro. Like, in my opinion, the most lethal or the most accurate quarterback throwing downfield has the best deep ball, in my opinion, in the class. The most accurate quarterback in the class. Honestly, the only reason why we don't say, and to me, it's the same thing with Bryson. It's different for Bryson CJ, but it's a lot of the same argument. If CJ was as athletic as Anthony Richardson with the same package he has as a passer, we'd call him a generational quarterback. Yep. If Bryce Young was 6'2", 215, we'd call him a generational quarterback. Yep. And I feel like those knocks where I can kind of understand where you're coming from. I don't understand enough to where I'm banking on Anthony Richardson's upside over CJ Stroud. I personally don't believe in that, especially like you said with the Avengers as our coaching staff. If that's the case, get the best thrower in the class. If we have that kind of coaching staff, my nigga, get the nigga that no matter what, he gonna put it on the line. And CJ Stroud is the one that can put it on the line. And I feel like if the Georgia game is his upside, bro, there's no quarterback in this class that can match that. Because there ain't no quarterback that went up against Georgia and put it all on the line and dropped it on Georgia. Because honestly, you keep it a brick. You put a better defense in Ohio State this year, and Ohio State's competing for they win the ring this year. If we keeping it a brick. But again, that's we argue something that are what ifs or maybes. But CJ Stroud, when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, he played the best game against that defense as any quarterback that all year. So So if we talking about quarterback and who we banking on, bro, go get the best thrower in this class, and it's CJ Stroud. To me, it's not a question. Like, I love Bryce, but CJ Stroud is the best thrower in this class, though.
All three levels of the field is cash, bro.
Right. Real quick, we got our other brother, he over in the chats. Just thought I'd let y'all know. Lawrence, you know what I'm saying, aka Smooth.
Oh, here he go.
Hey, yeah, I got his comment. Listen to this. First of all, pause all this brass balls talk and Panther fans feeling it. Pause all this coming. LMAO laughing their ass off. Keep pounding. Yo, big shout out to our other Foreman Rush brother from another mother down there in the ATL where he making it, do what it do. I know you at work right now, bro.
In the other group chat, me and him, I'm gonna cook him later. So but that's my brother though, for real. Like, that's my big brother.
Say less. Just gotta find our fans right here. Got Josh in the house. Talking about, yo, keep pounding. Longtime fan Muhammad. He's on Team CJ, so he with you, Monty. Stroud or Young sound good to me. I mean, hey, I think we good either way. Me personally. One of the OG fans here, Bill Spires. It's a good night to be a Panthers fan. Hell yeah. Now, this next comment, I want to bring up what we actually did to pull this trade off. So in order to get this trade here, what we ended up having to do is we had to do a pick swap. So from number 9 to number 1. Now, we gave up pick number 61, which is actually the second-round pick that we got from San Francisco with the trade for Christian McCaffrey. So that pick did come in handy because I think all of us was in agreement that when McCaffrey was traded, we was like, what we get back from him has got to help us get us a quarterback in the draft.
Correct.
And so it came back full circle. Then we gave up our first-round pick next year in 2024. No problem with that. Now, this last one right here, I like because I was thinking we would probably have to give up a first in 2025, but only a second. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. And I think the reason why it was a second because from what I heard, we were willing to offer the first in 2025, but it's like, if you want this deal to go down, give us DJ Moore. And I think the Panthers were, from what I heard, was trying to see if we can keep it, but when it came down to more or no deal at all, that's when they went ahead and said, all right, fuck it. We're going to go ahead and give you DJ Moore. So
yeah, and I think it was part of DJ's contract as well. I think that was one thing that I saw somebody say as well, that it was part. He had a very tradable contract, and in which that's fair. I mean, like again, y'all know he was my favorite player, so that was probably the worst part of the trade for me. I think. I didn't mean to cut you off, Kim. I just thought about when you said that's part of the reason. I think the contract is probably plays a big reason as well, because I feel like getting that contract off, because again now I'm thinking about it, if you have a new coaching staff, you're probably, if you're getting a new quarterback, you're looking to cut as much fat as you can. And whether I agree or disagree with getting rid of DJ Moore or not, that does save you some money rolling into next year. So it's
you'll be all right, nigga.
Hey man, hey man, hey, that kind of hurt, man, because like for real, I really thought that you pair DJ Moore with the young quarterback, that's what you go into the next decade with. Now that being said, in another year, like you talking about, I'll be okay, nigga. Like let me like, bro, go get me a real receiver. I'm not saying DJ Moore's not a real receiver. Let me correct that. Go get a better receiver than DJ Moore if that's the case. So if we getting rid of a dog, you better go get me a bigger dog in the yard though. And that's how I feel. Go get me.
Yeah, I said in the chat, I was with you. I was like, hey, I don't know about, what I'm saying, messing up a little duo. DJ is coming to us on as a receiver. I felt some kind of way, Monty, because I was like, I'm not gonna slander DJ this year. Look what they did, bro. They didn't mess that all the way up for me. I couldn't even make it through a season. I was about to be a DJ fan, bro.
Hey. First off, the disrespect that you showing my boy right now, I'm not gonna let you tolerate on live, dog. Like you're not gonna disrespect my boy too. You know, like and look in the wake of my boy leaving, you're not gonna disrespect my boy too. You know what I'm saying? Because like he like we all the reason we even talking about Carolina Panther football right now because DJ Moore made us somewhat watchable because we had number 2 on the field.
I'm gonna tell y'all what did it though. I'm gonna tell y'all what did it. Wright was watching film or whatever, and he saw that Saints game, and he was like, "Oh, this man just stopped the drag route halfway across the field. Get him up out of here." That's exactly what happened. I swear that's what happened. No, for real.
JD, we not finna do this tonight. Like you not finna do this tonight. Cause like this is what we not finna. Cause my nigga, what we not finna do is talk about number 12. The AD impersonator.
You talking now? That's throwback, DJ. We don't know no number 12 now.
I don't know nobody. Shy Smith on his best day ain't DJ on first day. Like, don't do that. Come on.
Who is Shy Smith? Who is that?
All right? Okay, man. Look, all right. Let's keep. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah. So, but so overall, though, I mean, from a salary cap implications. Man, we just gave ourselves so much damn room, like this year. So here's how it went before the trade today. You know, just give y'all an update. We were sitting at about $12 million under the cap or whatnot. So, you know, through some restructurings and things that took place, we're sitting at $12 million. Now, with the $24 million that DJ was owed, this year we're going to have to eat $14 million in dead cap, but we're adding $10 million to the salary cap. So that took us from 12 to 22 million, 22, 23, you know, with some odd numbers out. Let's just say 23 million. All right. So now we're sitting at 23 million. Now, we still don't have the $10 million officially rolled over yet from 2022, which is going to set us at $32 million. All right. Now, we still don't know what we're going to do with Shaq Thompson. Because if we let Shaq go, you know, that'll add $10 million also to the salary cap, but we also add some more to the dead cap as well. Or if we somehow extend him, like me and JD in timeout, you know what I'm saying, void his contract and give him a more cap-friendly deal, the same thing that Charles Johnson did for us back in 2015 when he was owed like $16 million and he ended up coming back for like $8-9 million. Or whatever. So, you know, we'll still have to see, you know, what happens, you know, over the weekend with that. And then, believe it or not, if we get this Brian Burns extension done, that's going to add some more money to the salary cap. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we was talking about negative $8-9 million. And just that quickly, you know, with all the moves and transpire, we're now sitting in a pretty favorable spot where, if nothing else, we can re-sign the players that prove themselves, like a center Bradley Bozeman, a must sign, like running back Dante Foreman, a must sign. You know, hell, we can even go ahead and get the ball rolling and extend Frankie Louvu. Now he got a year left, but you know, with the way that he's been playing, you know, we kind of want to go ahead and wrap him up before, you know, he make the market really hot for us, you know, next season or whatever. So, I mean, we just really, from a salary cap point of view, man, this trade just really just put us in a position where if we make the right personnel moves, Carolina could be a team that's could potentially be a dark horse and be that team like we was toward the end of the year last year, that team that nobody wanted to face. You know, it ain't gonna be no more coming down the stretch with a bearded Donald no more. We gonna have something for your ass this year coming down the stretch. Best believe that. So, fellas, I mean, let's talk about this from a free agency point of view. With free agency coming up, now that it's come up, like how many free agents do we target? I know we've been linked to McCole Hardman. I know that we were at Odell Beckham Jr.'s private workout in Arizona today. It's not the most exciting free agency market, but I think it's some decent players there. And what do you guys think? Monty, this is your area, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Kev, I think that you can go multiple ways. I think two, if you're gonna come out of free agency this year, you either got to come out with a bona fide wide receiver too, and let Terrace Marshall Jr. and whatever receiver you bring in fight it out. So and I think McCole Hardman would be a great addition to that receiver class. I mean receiver core. Or you go get a defensive end, and I really think Unique and Ngakwe, I don't want to mess his name up, but I think he would be a great addition to add a running partner with Brian Burns. I feel like solidify that defense because really that's how you're going to have to play ball. With a rookie quarterback, you're going to have to be able to run the ball. You're going to have to be able to play defense, and especially with DJ Moore now going, and you're going to have to bank on Terrace Marshall Jr. to make that leap. I feel like, in my opinion, go get another defensive end in free agency. You got the money, go spend the money on the defensive end. If you can get McCole Hardman, or if you can get somebody serviceable for a year. Because that's why I think you have to go into it for a year. You're going to have to play defense, and I think that's what Frank Wright. That's the one thing he echoes in every press conference he talk about is we got to play defense. It's going to start up front. That's why you go make the hire for the defensive end. I mean for the defensive coordinator that you go get. Because again, you got to play defense. So go get another defensive end, go get another pass rusher, and then go get another serviceable receiver. If you can get Odell Beckham Jr., I don't think he'll come to Charlotte. I don't think Odell would. The market for Charlotte ain't big enough for Odell. You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't think he would ever make that jump. It would be a great hire, but a great sign, but I don't think he would ever come to Charlotte. But either DeAndre Hopkins, spend the money there. If you can get McCole Hardman, spend the money there. But you gotta come with at least a receiver too before you get into the draft, and then you got to come up with another defensive end too before you go into the draft. Those are, I feel like, the two big signs that you got to get, and then from there you're gonna fill in some pieces in free agency. And the great thing about this trade, and I think you hit it on the nail, Kev, is like we came out with keeping the better of the second round picks. Then because we had two second round picks, and we knew that Christian McCaffrey trade was was going to be vital in getting a quarterback. And I think what was the better of the second round picks was that San Francisco pick, right? Yeah, I think that's the actual San Francisco. I mean, that's the second round pick that we're keeping. So if that's the case, go get you another receiver in the draft, and then you can fill holes with the rest of because you got the third and fourth round to pick to fill other pieces there. You also got next year's second round pick. You also got the full draft next year as well. So so we got time and we got money to fill a lot of these holes over the next 2 years to where you can bank on a rookie quarterback. So yeah, I think Fitterer, I think Samir, they did a great job, with the trade. They did a great job with, like you said, with cutting down the cap. I hate losing DJ Moore, but with moving on from DJ Moore, you see where a lot of pluses come from, especially with the cap where the cap comes from. And now we're seeing that the cap really ain't shit no way. Like you can move around that shit anyway. I'm excited, bro. Yeah, I think we're in a better position now than we ever thought we were going to be. Like we thought it was going to be another 3-4 years before we were here, and now we're instantly here with a chance to get a franchise quarterback and got enough money to build around this the quarterback that we draft. So good job. Now I think we did a very good job.
All right, so yeah, I really think that personally, if we can come away with two decent veteran it could be veteran wide receivers through free agency. I really think that'll put us in position, like I say, in draft to really focus on either BPA where you're not forcing, but this with that second pick at number 39, it gives you some options too. That's going to be a hot pick. Depending on who's left, we can grab someone there. We might slide down a few spots and pick up an extra pick or two out of it. It's definitely some room. So from a draft aspect, JD, tell me what type of wide receivers could we potentially be looking at when it's time to pick on day two? Because we got the 39th overall pick, and I think now that we gave up the 61st, our third round pick is 93 overall. Who you got that you think we might could possibly be looking at?
I'm feeling a slide from wide receivers this year. And I was feeling this way before we traded. So, y'all can't be like, oh, well, you just saying that because you want one of them to fall. Nah. I feel like there's not a true, like top 10 talent as far as wide receivers go. A couple of the top guys, 3 of them I have listed are probably going in the first round. With Zay Flowers. People said Jordan Addison had a bad combine, but he's not a burner on tape. He's a route runner. He just gets open. That's what he does. And 4.5, 4.49 is plenty fast for his play style. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been out all year, but did some drills at the combine, I believe. I think he still goes first round. But there's a possibility he does slide down to pick 39. And if that's the case, we run to the podium. You know what I'm saying? Turn that card in and get a little OSU duo going in Charlotte. So that's a possibility. Quentin Johnston, another guy who could possibly slide a little bit. He's a height, weight, speed kind of guy, so I can't really see him sliding too much. Marvin Mims is a guy that is more than likely going to be at that 40th, 39th pick area. Ran 4.38, wins on every level of the field. He would be a dark horse pick. He's just a well-rounded receiver, does everything well, works well with the ball in his hands. So that's a guy that will be there. Tank Dell is going to be small for a lot of people, Nathaniel Dell. But with a trade down, a guy we could possibly get. And Jalen Hyatt disappointed some people with his 40 at the combine, ran 4.40. That's still blazing fast. I don't care who you are or what your mama say about it. If you run a 4.40, you beat most defensive backs in the league right now. If they're not an elite athlete like a Jair Alexander or a JC Horn or a super long guy, you're probably going to beat the brakes off of, you know what I'm saying, most of the corners in the league. So the bottom tier list of those guys are guys that you're probably going to have a stab at. And then if you trade back, you can get a stab at some of the tight ends. Sam Laporta is an absolute dog. You can get him via trade back. Luke Musgrave is probably not going to be there for a trade back. I think he's going to go a lot earlier than people think. But Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer is probably going to be a first round pick, but kind of disappointed people in the combine. I thought he moved pretty well though. I thought it kind of matched tape. He's just going to move efficiently. He's not going to beat you by like 5 yards of separation, but he's going to beat you regardless. So we got some options, man. It's not like we're just in the dead zone. We can definitely get something shaken, and probably I wouldn't be mad at a double dip and get like a Jalen Hyatt first day one, or then double dip and come back and see Tank Dell still sitting on the board, and you just get a slot receiver and your boundary receiver in one draft. So I feel like they'll probably go one in free agency and one in the draft at least.
Okay, and real quickly here, I was just thinking about this. When Cincinnati, they got Burrow, and then they got Chase. I mean, do you think if we got Stroud and he got his boy, what's his name?
Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr.
No. We know he coming out next year. No.
You talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Yeah.
Right. You think he could be potentially that explosive, or we're waiting for Marvin next year to be more that type of?
I'm trying to get both of them.
I mean, we're realistically, we don't have a first next year, so it's like Marvin Harrison.
Dang, yeah.
So Marvin Harrison gonna go in the first next year, so it's like I don't think that's there's probably no real chance we'll get him. I don't think Smith and Jigma gonna fall. I think so. Look, my JD, my question to you was, if you get a option of Darnell Washington at our second round pick or a receiver, where you going? Because in my opinion, I think you gotta address tight end first and then you can go get a receiver. I mean, because again, you can always get a receiver either in the second next year, or in my opinion, I feel like you got to go spend the money in free agency next year when you got it to go get it. You'll go get an elite receiver. I'd rather an elite receiver than another draft, another draft pick. So, but my question to you: do you go tight end versus receiver at that point?
In my opinion, I feel like there's guys after the list I just gave at receiver that if we missed out on one of these guys, then I can get a Jonathan Mingo later on. If Darnell Washington is sitting there looking at me at 39, he's the most unique tight end in this class. Like, there's no other tight end like. There's just nobody built like that.
Bro, get out my head, bro.
So I know people are saying this is the deepest tight end class. You got like Zach Kuntz that's later on. He's not built like that. I know people like you got Will Mallory from University of Miami. He's not built like Darnell Washington, bro. You just cannot get a Darnell Washington later on. You can find receivers, Monty. There's a guy in Cincinnati that's much faster than he ran at the combine. Ronnie Bell is much faster than 4.5 that he ran at the combine. You can get those guys later on. You cannot get a 6'7", 275-pound dude that run 4.6 that can block most 3-techs.
Bro. 4.6 and got hands. Oh, yeah.
Beloved, you're not finding that anywhere. No. So if I'm sitting there and I got Jalen Hyatt looking at me, I got Marvin Mills looking at me, appreciate you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and take Darnell Washington. I got to.
Bro, and here's another thing to keep in mind. When Thomas Brown, the offense coordinator for the Panthers, when he gave his presser, what did he say? He said he wanted 11 people on the field that's physical. How much more fucking physical do you get than Darnell Washington at tight end, bro?
That is 275 pounds of hurt.
And real talk, when we go 12 personnel, since we go on physical, depending on how we keep it, give me Washington and Ian Thomas in the 12 personnel, because I want to turn Tom Tremble back to a fullback. That's just me, because one, that's what his draft profile say he would be a better fit in the field as a fullback versus a tight end, even though he did display, he got tight end abilities here, but that's just me. But, look, like you said, man, you can find receivers on day 3 that can get some production, but again, what y'all just said about Darnell Washington, that don't come around too often. I don't give a damn about those people like, man, he put up that many stats. Why would you take him so high? Look, it ain't about
Bryce Bowers.
Look at every single tight end throughout this class. If you look at if you're just a numbers guy, like none of the tight ends other than probably Dalton Kincaid and Mayer from Notre Dame, those are the only 2 tight ends that really have the production that you gonna bank on, really. I mean, because Musgrave don't have the production, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you're banking on his upside just like you're banking on Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington is just twice the size and can move faster than him. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with both of y'all. And then I give it another facet of the game. We talking about running the ball, like I said, if you're drafting a rookie quarterback, the 3 things that you give a rookie quarterback when you start off is what? You give him a defense, you give him an offensive line, and you give him a running game. Bro, you give him Darnell Washington that's damn near an offensive tackle, but they can go out there and catch the fucking ball. You go, was it Deontay Foreman that's running the ball down your damn throat all game? And then you got a defense that go out there and they can kick your teeth in? Bro, what are we talking? Bro, that's Carolina football. And that's exactly what we're looking to play. So it's like, so when people say that he's not a perfect match, like I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, this is Carolina football that we're talking about right now.
What?
Bro, Darnell Washington in the red zone. I mean, look.
Come on, man.
Fuck with it. I mean, seriously, like.
Come on, man.
Man, nah, bro. I mean,
bro, y'all done got me excited because look, at that point, I mean, because again, you need to address receiver. Make no mistake about it, you have to address receiver. But again, you put Darnell Washington as a defensive, as a tight end here. and then you add another again. You add a wide receiver too. You really pray and bank on that Terrace Marshall Jr. makes some type of jump in year 3, bro. You have a solid enough squad to add for your rookie quarterback enough for a year. So by next year, bro, you got to go get a receiver now. Because now you have a receiver, you have a freak of nature at tight end coming into year 2. You have Terrace Marshall that's only going to get better in year 4. And now shit's starting to now you have a second year quarterback that shit can shut. This is what you talk about with a rookie contract that you can build around, that you have that win. Then now your window opens.
Yeah.
So
right.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited as fuck because again, I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Don't talk to me about no running back at our second round pick if we can get Darnell Washington. If he falls to 39, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna fight somebody if we don't pick them. Like, bro, like I'm gonna be this motherfucker ready to fight. Like, nah, bro, go get the biggest fat. Because to me, people talking about his bro, I don't even want to say his name, but bro, talking about like a burst, bro. At 6'7", 270, bro. At 6'7", 270. Imagine somebody running at you at a 4'6", 6'7", 270. Bro, that is a train running at you full speed. No sir.
That's death.
What was his vertical? Anybody remember his vertical?
It was like 30 something.
Yeah, I don't think it was a crazy vertical, but again, his shuttle and his fucking the shuttle and the 40 was
bro,
like
the shuttle was stupid, bro.
It's stupid, and bro, and again, he showed that he got hands. So I mean, so there's almost nothing that you can. And then he's only like 21 or 22.
Yeah, he's young, bro.
Bro, that is a big. And when I say big, I'm being that's an understatement. That is a fucking colossus amount of clay that you can mold into to whatever you want to, and he's got the athletic profile to match it, got the hands to match it, and he's only going to get better with age, bro. I swear to God, if he's available at that second round pick, bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get violent. I'm gonna get very angry if we don't go pick that nigga for real.
I'm gonna have to dust off the black forces. I'm right there with you,
bro. I swear to God.
Hey, look, I'm looking at his combine results right here, fellas. So 40 yard was 4.6, 440. 10 yard was a 1.57. Vertical 31 inches. Broad jump 10 feet 2 inches. He didn't do the 3-cone. 20 yard shuttle 4.08.
Yeah, the shuttle's stupid.
Yeah, and he had he did 21 bench press reps. Bro,
that's what I'm saying. Like the shuttle, and to me, and that's what you look for when you talk about burst and talking about getting off the line. And then, bro, when you see him move the sled, like on Twitter, it's like, bro, he throws the sled around, and when you look at the other tight ends when it comes to blocking, bro, it's like it's not comparable. Bro, I promise y'all, I'm gonna get ignorant. I told I told Kev before we got on, there's gonna be 2 things I'm gonna get ignorant about. Let us not draft Darnell Washington, and let us draft CJ Stroud. Those are gonna be 2 things that is gonna be like, all right, yeah, I gotta get Monty offline because like he doing too much right now. But anyway,
Darnell been my TE1 for a brick now.
For a minute, bro.
I don't understand how more people not on this. Because he out here moving 3 techs, bro.
Hey, bro. And
then running away from DBs.
I'm going to keep it a buck. Vince, the one that put me on Darnell Washington.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because like I can't even take credit for Darnell Washington. Vince was the one that put me on Darnell Washington. But when you just look at his measurables, because that's the thing that you bank on. And then when he's playing, because bro, and that's the thing, JD, is it's a whole mix of different things. He might not be the best tight end at Georgia, but when you just look at the size, because bro, I'm not gonna say there's a bunch of different Bowers coming out because there's not. He's different too. He's a whole different breed of tight end too. Yeah. But when you look at Darnell Washington, 6, like again, just the measurables, how big he is, how how we see how fast he is, how quick he is for his size. Like, you know, and again, when you look at how he plays the ball, like when it's in the air, when you look at, even though he's not the best route runner, you can improve. Like me, bro, we've talked about DJ Moore being a route runner. When I say you can improve as a tight end being a route runner, there's so many different things that you can do to scheme him open, bro. the ceiling is that it ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Like for Darnell Washington, like he can be as good as he want to be. And again, he only like 21, 22. So when you talk about he was on me for I was on him from the brick. Like bro, I don't care. Look, JD, I didn't care who was in front of him at that point. Like it wasn't even no disrespect before them. It's like I don't care who was there because it's like because again, you can't like you said it before. You can't coach 6'7", 270. You can't coach that. Like and then
he 8% body fat. Come on, man,
bro.
What,
bro?
Yeah, like you know, bro. Honestly, when you go
he's
on
still
Madden,
growing. That
you
ain't
say
his
create a
NFL
player,
body yet.
Bro, when you go to Madden, you say create a player, you create Darnell Washington. That's who you create when you go in there, create a player as a tight end, dog. So
I promise you,
man. I'm bro. Like I said, look. I can't say it no more. I'm out of breath now. I'm done talking.
Hey, I'm about to make y'all mad though. His shuttle time, his short shuttle, was 4.08, right?
Right. Vernon
Davis, 4.17.
That's bro. Come on, stop talking.
y'all not hearing me, bro. This is stupid, man.
And bro, and look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you here, JD. I'm gonna be careful with like doing the pro comparisons because again, I understand the pause with saying, look, he doesn't have or he does need a lot of policy when it comes to route running. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you the argument he needs. Oh, hold on, bro. What is this?
Oh, this is the combine, bro. This is moving that sled.
Oh, bro, look, that's what I'm saying. Look, bro, look, he throws it, dog. He throw it around, bro.
Score a touchdown.
He throw it around, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I'm gonna be careful before who I compare them to. But this dude is a freak, man.
Yes.
Look at that, bro.
I need somebody to go get Cam Jordan. I need somebody to go get Cam Jordan, dust ass the fuck off the end of my line.
Oh my
bro.
They're not hearing us, bro.
Bruh. Yeah, I need someone to move Cam Jordan. Hey, look.
And Kev, you're talking about Cam Jordan, man. Look, we're in a perfect position to be like, because I'm not looking at 2023 as the year where we got to take the division. I know everybody else is. I like to me, and people can call me whatever you want to. I'm not looking for 2023 for us to take the division. But would I be surprised with the rookie quarterback? Could we do it? Absolutely, because I feel like this is the year. You talking about Cam Jordan? I'm not even thinking about the Saints right now. I'm thinking about, bro, we're in a position right now, depending on how we go about free agency, depending on how we go about the draft, bro. We can be dangerous, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. We can be very dangerous.
Let me just watch that one more time.
Go get it, Dr. Go get it.
Oh, yes. Bruh.
Hey, I'm not gonna do pro comparisons either.
Go get it, Dr.
But you know, Darnell is the most dominant tight end I've ever seen in my life. Like none of this is just because of combine. Really? This like if you turned on the Georgia film and watch him block, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same at all. Like Gronk and them appreciate you, Gronk. Like it's not the same, bro.
I'm not gonna say that, bro. That's not the same, bro. Hey, I love you, brother. That's a strong statement there.
It's a strong statement. You know what I'm saying? But that's how much conviction I have on Darnell. It's not the same. It's not the same.
I think Darnell Washington has potential to be a very good tight end. To say he's the most, because that's what I'm saying, bro. He ain't even played the game, so it's like, yeah, I can't say that, bro.
He not at the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as a blocker at the college level. I'm not even gonna like go into the NFL like, oh, he's gonna be the top in the NFL tight end. As a blocker at the college level, I've seen like, you know, I've been doing this a while, so I've seen some of the guys. Like I've seen George Kittle, I've seen those guys. He's not just a normal blocker, bro. No, he could be a swing tackle.
No, I agree. I agree. And look, and to me, and bro, and before this year, that was his. That was what people were going to saying. That was like he could be like a swing offensive tackle or tight end. I mean, because again, he literally fits the side. He's a little undersized for a tight end. For an offensive tackle, he's a little undersized for an offensive tackle. But as for the size and frame, yeah, bro, he could be a swing or a very efficient, chip blocking tight end, to help your offensive tackle. So yeah, so I agree. He has the measurables, bro. That's definitely there. Before I go into comparing who or what I think he can be, we got to see it on the field. But I do think that if he is there, you bank on those measurables. You bank on that upside, you bank on those measurables. Because again, if we're talking about coaching staff, we can get the most out of with quarterback, don't tell me don't tell me that doesn't apply to other positions or especially when you're looking at a freak of nature like that. Like, bro, that's honestly how you feel about Zay Flowers is how I feel about Darnell Washington. I'm all in. Like you can't miss on that tight end pick right there.
Hey, Monty, it gets even better though because guess what our OC used to coach? He used to be a tight end coach.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of tight end coaches on the staff.
Not only a tight end coach, but where's he coaching at? No. I need him to pound. I need for Thomas Brown to pound the table for Darnell Washington first thing that Friday.
And fellas, now let's keep it a buck. Even if it's not Darnell Washington, I'm gonna be happy because, like, let's say for God, if God shines us the right way and Dalton Kincaid fall for us, I feel like you got to go get Dalton Kincaid too. Like make no mistake about it. Like he's not the only tight end I want to get, but yeah, like if Darnell Washington is there, and I don't see there. I just don't see there being no way that you pass on him at 39 or 40. Because I believe what is it? Is it 39 that we pick at, or is it 40?
No, it's at 39.
39. So at 39, yeah, bro. Like, and that's in. If we're going back to what Fitterer said, like when he very first got here, he looks at first round picks after 15 or 16, like high end second round picks. So again, going by Fitterer's logic. At 39, you're still getting the first round talent. So if so I feel like if Darnell Washington is still there, you still getting the first round talent tight end. If Dalton Kincaid is there, you're still getting the first round talent tight end. He just that they just played themselves technically out of the first 32 picks. So, bro, it's no way nobody can talk me out of not being excited. They did an amazing fucking job, with the trade, bro. Like there's so many. Like, look, we haven't been this as excited as a group in two or 3 years. So so I know as a fan base, everybody is like, right? Because to me, even if no matter if you're mad or excited, like we haven't been this riled up as a fan base or as a group in bro, like 5 or 6 years, man. This is exciting, bro. Like, so I'm ready to get to it, bro.
Hey, look, Washington TE1, bro. I think he's the only guy in this tight end class that has elite level traits. So I'm right there with you.
See, and I think, bro, and that's the thing. I think Mayer got like elite traits, like the tight end for New England. I keep saying New England. I keep saying New England because that's what I always think of. Notre Dame, the tight end from Notre Dame. I think he has elite traits. I think he's also a big, fast tight end that's like an above average blocker. That's an elite, that's an elite pass catcher in my opinion when you look at for tight ends. So I think Mayer has plenty of upside. Again, I like Dalton Kincaid. I don't dislike Musgrave. But that's another thing. Sam, when you said Sam Laporte is a dog, I absolutely agree. Like, I think he's a dog. So this tight end class, we got some options to where I feel like we don't have that second round pick, within those first 3 picks, the first, second, and third pick, we definitely can make some noise and fill a lot of holes, fellas. Like, especially depending on what we do in free agency. We got to lock down Foreman, Bozeman, and fucking Burns. But after that, I feel like we gotta, depending on how much that costs, we got a lot to say. And what, like, our future is bright right now, and I feel like we haven't been able to say that in a long time, yo.
So fellas, let me summarize it with this here, and let's just say we have a hell of a free agency, hell of a draft. All right, with this coaching staff, realistically now, does this make Carolina a playoff team in 2023?
Oh shoot!
Because here's my thing. I'm not seeing nobody in the NFC that puts the fear of God in me. I mean, literally, teams should be glad that we had quarterback turds out there on the field for pretty much all season. You know what I'm saying? Like, once we got, the previous coach, I ain't gonna say his name, up out of here. It just seemed like the chemistry and this team just took off and just went to another level. Like, I mean, I'm looking at the NFC East. Okay, yep, you got the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. I get all of that. Are they gonna have the Super Bowl letdown? You know what I'm saying? Dallas, Dak Prescott. Yeah, they'll be excited, but I mean, Dallas is gonna always be Dallas. Like Stephen A. Smith say, just wait. The Giants. Even though he getting paid like a top 10 quarterback, I'm not losing no sleep facing Daniel Jones the night before. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the NFC Central. The Bears, obviously with Justin Fields and DJ Moore, but depending on if they get an offensive line to protect them as well, because that offensive line for the Bears is still leaves much to be desired. Who knows what's up with Green Bay? With this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. Is he going to be there? Is he going to retire? Is he going to be playing somewhere else? Again, I'm not going to lose sleep over Kirk Cousins. Now, people are expecting the Detroit Lions to make a move, but we've already showed that we get physical with them boys. They don't want no smoke. And then look out west. Obviously San Francisco. They can plug about anybody in that quarterback and still go 12-5. Seattle, they made the playoffs. Geno Smith secured the bag. But really, when I look over the NFC landscape, I mean, as far as like quarterbacks that's going to keep me up at night, I really don't see anybody that's going to put the fear of God in me for the Panthers as if it was in the AFC. So realistically, I think we nailed the quarterback pick right and add the right pieces. I really think we can be one of them teams to not only make the playoffs, but possibly could make a noise. Be that team that they don't nobody want to play.
Yeah, I'm not ready to say playoff ready, Kev. Like, and I mean, again, because there's a lot of things that have to happen between then. I do think that you got a good point. So I think there's the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be a lot different next year, or they're going to look a lot different next year than what they look this year. And we clearly see that. So it look like their secondary completely is going to be different. So I think that's a very good point. We don't know what Philadelphia is going to look like next year. I feel like the Giants honestly may be the best team in the NFC East right now. I think Dallas is always going to be Dallas. You hit that on the nail. Hit that on the head. I feel like that's going to, I think you can't bank on Washington right now. I think they're going to be the best team in the NFC. If Rodgers leaves the NFC North, then that division is wide open as well. I feel like our division is wide open, and then you have the NFC. Was it the West where you had? What that mean? But you never know what San Francisco is going to be. San Francisco, like if they hit on the quarterback, San Francisco is easily the best team in the NFC without question. If they get on the quarterback, San Francisco's you always have San Francisco. Seattle is definitely a team to look out for. We see with Pete Carroll, if Geno comes back and have another good year, they're definitely going to be a good team to look out for. And then you got the NFC West is definitely arguably the best division in the NFC right now. So if you're looking forward for that, we would have to face an uphill battle with them. But the NFC is definitely up for takes. I don't think right now with there's a lot has to happen. We definitely got to seal up. We got to get some more weapons offensively. We got to get a quarterback, and you got to get another pass rusher. So, you asked me that question in another 2 months, I'm probably saying we probably are a dark horse for the playoffs. Right now, there's a lot of there got a lot of happening right now. You know, that's just my opinion.
It's a lot of work still left to be done on the team, like Monty said. But if you think about it this way, if we win our division, we're a playoff team.
Right.
So from that perspective alone, like as it stands right now today, and obviously the rest of the NFC South ain't just going to sit idly by with whatever situation they have at quarterback right now. Like obviously the Saints have their guy. Tampa could easily still move up and get their guy. Falcons could easily still move up and get their guy. So who knows right now, like what they're going to do, especially with this Lamar Jackson situation looming. I can see one of the Falcons or the Buccaneers not wanting to be left behind, offer something ridiculous for the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league right now, just so they're not left behind in the rat race. Because now if you got Derek Carr and now we've got upcoming rookie, the first pick in the draft, what are they left with? Desmond Ritter, you know what I'm saying? Kyle Trask. I can't see them going for that. So, but yeah, we win our division. I know the rest of the NFC is looking pretty barren right now, as far as talent goes at the quarterback position. But all we got to do is win our little NFC South division, and we dancing. So we'll see.
And and JD, that's a good point. I mean, because the division is definitely up for grabs. Before I'm willing to say I think that we're a playoff team, I think that again, I think we both agree we have to see what the rest of the team is going to look like.
Yeah,
because right now you have to get another defensive. I mean, you have to get another pass rusher, whether it's another offensive, outside linebacker or a defensive end. We're no matter how you put the position, you got to get another pass rusher. I think and. Look, if we really gonna talk about it, is Dante Jackson gonna be a cap casualty? Because again, if he's been injured, I still believe in Dante Jackson, but you look at what we're paying him. You either think he's going to restructure or he might be a cap casualty. So you might need another corner. So because there's a bunch of things that's going to happen between now and September of next year. I do think that we're in position to make some noise because even if we don't win the division, fellas, like the NFC, 9 wins get you a playoff position. Not 9 wins, and you can make the playoffs. So so you also got to keep that in mind as well.
Yep.
Right. Cause we were just good quarterback play away, from instead of being 7-10, 10-7, easily.
Right.
Easily.
Right.
Easily, but I just go ahead, Monty.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And again, like you said, Kev, I think we were just a barely decent quarterback away from making the playoffs. We beat Tampa, and that gets us to the playoffs, right? I mean, because we don't necessarily need the New Orleans win to make the playoffs, correct? If I'm remember correctly, if we beat Tampa, I think that would have got us in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really realistically got to say we could have made the playoffs at 8 wins if that came down to it. So so again in the NFC is you don't have to worry about it in the AFC where you got to have the best of the best quarterback under center to even compete. Like we're not in the AFC right now, and honestly, I feel like that plays a big part in us being able that window being open because again, the AFC, bro, the best quarterbacks got to bump up against what, like Patrick Mahomes. Like your best quarterbacks in the league, they got to go see Patrick Mahomes to even make it out the AFC. Where us, we realistically can sneak past, and I don't want to say sneak because I hate to say sneak, especially you don't sneak into a Super Bowl, but the path to the Super Bowl in the NFC ain't the gauntlet that you got to go through in the AFC right now, and I feel like that plays a factor in that window for us. But it also plays a factor in who you got to go get at quarterback. And I feel like you either I think you got to go get Stroud. You get Stroud, add pieces around him. And bro, I feel like within 2-3 years, you got a realistic championship team right now.
I don't know if y'all went and seen Stroud's interviews at the combine, but yeah, if you haven't, you should go do
Bro.
that.
That's what everybody was saying. He interviewed well. I feel like I posted a couple. I think a month ago. I posted when he was at his old high school in Rancho Cucamonga. And he was throwing. And he was a young quarterback there that he was kind of coaching up as well. So I feel like that shows that he's a leader. He seems real approachable, like real down to earth, dude. I like him. He's a young kid. You can tell he got some grit about him. He got some swag about him. That's what Charlotte missing. I feel like he not from the South, so he's not gonna come with the same. I feel like he'll be. I don't want to say another version of Cam. He'll be a different version of a quarterback that we need. But I feel like he's gonna bring a complete different style that Charlotte is missing right now. Like what we expect with LaMelo Ball, or what we were expecting with LaMelo Ball with the Hornets. I feel like you kind of get that with CJ Stroud with the Panthers. So I'm excited, bro. I think there's a very good chance that we get CJ Stroud. And JD, you've been hitting it on the head, bro. Like if we get a quarterback, you can in this year you can realistically can say that you can kind of sneak in there. I feel like you kind of can sneak in there. I'm just not ready to say that right now. Like I feel like there's a lot of time, there's a lot of things that have to happen between then. So but again, y'all both make great points. You realistically can't bank on sneaking in there this year.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Quarterback changes a lot of things, brother. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just see. It's a lot of corners in this class too, so we can get some work done depending on how they approach it.
You can get a corner. I think I would much rather get another safety. If they're serious if they're serious about moving Jeremy Chin around, I feel like that's a good move there. If they're serious about moving Jeremy Chin around, I feel like that go get another safety. Go put 3 safeties on the field and go put your 2 or 3 best corners on the field and let's get it. Because again, it sounds like they're trying to make another no-fly zone here in Charlotte, and I'm all for it. That's what I'm saying. Go get another quarter. Go get another defensive end. Go get another corner, or not necessarily another corner. Go get another safety, and bro, we can make something shake. I really think something shake. I think Brian Burns is due to make that next step. Frankie Louvu is due to make that next step. If we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off, I think Shaq is going. So I think you got to go get another pass rusher. But again, I'm not necessarily sure if it's just another middle linebacker or if you go get another just a top end pass rusher, because that's kind of where I'm at with it. You get another type end pass rusher, you bring Jeremy Chin down where he can kind of fill in that middle linebacker outside. Safety role. And bro, because again, Thomas Davis was a middle linebacker at one point before we got Luke. So it's right. And that's what everybody is expecting Jeremy Chin to be, that hybrid safety linebacker role. And if he can be anywhere close to what, and I ain't gonna say Thomas Davis, but if if he can sniff the cleats of Thomas Davis, let's do it.
Hey fellas, I got some. I got a fun fact for you guys about the Panthers with the season. So in 2002, the Panthers they only won 7 games. They were 7-9. Next year, they went on a Super Bowl run. 2014, the Panthers were 7-8-1. Next year, they went on a Super Bowl run. This past season, the Panthers won 7 games. I'm just saying, man, something about 7 wins in the following season. Hey, man.
Look. See, this is what you got to
because here's the thing. Because here's the thing. It wasn't seen out of nowhere, either one of me. Because I remember the 2002 season. That was the year of Rodney Peete. You know what I'm saying? So look, I had no expectations.
You say the 2002 season. I remember the 2000, after the 2014 season, like yesterday. Because I remember when Kelvin Benjamin went down in camp. Yep. And bro, that deflated the offseason out of everybody. Because again, the reports up until the season started, that Kelvin Benjamin was in shape and he was killing it at camp. And then he fucked his knee up. You know, so it was like I remember right before 2015. And yeah, man, it was like there was almost no hope that we were going to. But again, Kev, we had a coaching staff over a period of time. We're with bro. If we made the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback and a brand new head coach, bro, I think that would be the first time. What would that would be history, would it not?
I would have to do some research on that.
I'm thinking that would be almost unprecedented. And again, I'm not saying look, I believe in God. I ain't nothing. But you know what I'm saying? That we would be asking something for a brand new head coach and a rookie quarterback to go to their first Super Bowl, their first year. That's almost like because even Russell Wilson didn't do that. He did it his second year. You know, Russell Wilson won his second year. Wentz won his second year. Because I'm thinking the quarterbacks that won early in their careers. It was like Russ. Those are the only quarterbacks that I can think of over the last like 5. And Wentz, technically Wentz didn't even play in the Super Bowl. So I mean, so you can kind of take him out of that as well, because Russell at least played in why you bullshit. Russell played in 2 of them. So Russell played in 2 Super Bowls in his first 3. So I mean, so that's the only quarterback I can think of that. And again, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think we got to temper our expectations as well. Because again, I know we're excited. Let's come back down a little bit. Because again, we're expecting CJ Stroud to come in here and do something that we ain't seen Cam Newton ain't even do. You know, Cam come in here and he set an NFL record and he won 6 games his rookie year. So you know, so again, I think like we gotta temper our expectations. I do think that we definitely can be a 6, 7, 8 win team. And again, 8 wins in the NFC get you a playoff spot. So if that's what we're talking about, that definitely is realistic. Like that's reality. Because I do think 8 wins and we can be knocking on the door of the wild card spot with that 7 spot now. So I mean, so that's a reality.
You got the stat, Kev, or you want me to read it?
Yeah, actually in the chat, and I was gonna say we wrap up by hitting up smart about some of these chats here. Ben Roethlisberger, his rookie year went to the Super Bowl at I think they were like 14-2 or something like 15-1.
So how long ago was that?
2005.
That was that was 2005 season.
So that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Hold on. He went to the Super Bowl, or did he lose in the conference championship?
Hold on.
Look, he had the Patriots, and did the Patriots go to win the Super Bowl?
Hey, I mean,
he got 2 rings. That was the year they beat Seattle.
I think, excuse me, I think that might be. It might be 2004. I mean, because you know when they put it online, they always post it a year before. I mean, because technically it is played that very next year, but it's the 2004 season. So it might be the 2004 season that you. So if it's the 2004 season, my nigga, that's 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective. That's 19 years ago before we saw a quarterback that went to a Super Bowl his rookie year.
Hey, man, I just want to have some fun, you know, playing around, man. I ain't been this excited, you know what I'm saying, in a long-ass time. Let me have my damn moment, damn it.
Hey, Kev, I love you, brother. I'm just putting it in perspective, brother.
Hey, look, let me shoot my shot in the gym while ain't nobody here. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care that.
Shit, let me pull up like Steph on an empty gym, you know.
Hey man, look, brother, you know, bro. Hey, Kev, we make it to the Super Bowl, and bro, I'm gonna dig this conversation up, and I'm gonna call you the GOAT of all time. Like that's gonna be one thing. Like, bro, we make it to Super Bowl in 2013. I don't even like. I ain't gonna say I don't care if we win because we gotta win. Like, I can't take another Super Bowl loss. I don't think I remember when I was a kid when we lost and like the first one. And I was of age when we lost the second one. I do not think my heart can take another one. I don't think I can take another loss. But that being said, if we make the Super Bowl in 2013, bro, I'm gonna do something for you, bro. I'm gonna throw you a bag, something like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something, bro. Because it's like because like I'm here for it. Like I'm all the way here for it. I'm ready to put the brakes on that first.
Oh yeah, nah. I mean, y'all know I'm realistic. It was just, you know, just something fun that I was just happening. I said, because I was thinking, because I'm an old head, I've been watching since from day one, and I was like, let me look at their record, and it was just a coincidence that every season before our Super Bowl season, we only won 7 games. So I said, let me just have a little fun with this number here, man. So I'm like I said, I appreciate once again, because it seems like every time we trade with the Chicago Bears, we come out all right. We come out all right.
Appreciate you for Greg, GOAT tight end.
Right. But yeah, so I just want to jump over here and got a lot of comments here. A lot of what we done talked about here. So I started at the bottom, kind of scroll up a little bit, so don't be repetitive here. Got Chris Parsons. Who you guys think it is? Stroud or Young? I think collectively we all saying Stroud, right?
My vote is Stroud.
Yeah, I think we're going Stroud.
Greg Cosell said whoever they asked to not work out for any other teams, that's who we're going after. That's how teams tip their hand with the first pick. They asked a guy that they know they're going to draft to not work out at a pro day.
That part.
Say less. All right. Monty, I think this goes off what you just said. This is coming from this is my buddy First Sarge here. He out in Fort Sam, Houston. He says, no more Super Bowl losses without at least one ring. My heart will shatter. I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah. Like I said, and that's the thing. Like, I just turned 31, so I was, gosh, dog. I remember like yesterday. I was in 6th grade when we lost that first Super Bowl, and I remember it because I went to school. Bro, I went like I said, I'm from Charlotte. Like I'm from the 704 for real. I went to Wilson Middle School the year we lost the Super Bowl, and I remember me and a group of my homies at the time, we all broke down and cried the next day. and we all broke down and cried for real when we lost the Super Bowl, man. And so it was like, so I remember that, and then I remember in 20. Dude, I was heartbroken. I couldn't answer my phone for 2 days after we lost the Super Bowl in 2015. So I can't take another. I can't take another loss, bro. Like for Buffalo fans that went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and lost.
4 times in a row. Yeah,
dude, I don't know how you stuck around, because after 3, I'm done, bro. There's no sticking around for 4. Because at number 4, I'm banking on you losing. Because it's like, nah, like we've been here 3 times. I'm not doing it 4 times. Like,
I've seen this movie before, right?
Yeah, I've seen this movie 3 times. I'm not doing it the 4th. Like, I can't do it.
Let's take a look here.
Dang, bro, this really feels surreal. I'm looking at this tweet Will put out that says Steve Smith, Mushin Muhammad, and then DJ Moore. That's really accurate, though.
Now, and man, like again, I can't. We didn't speak about DJ Moore enough tonight, and I feel like that's one thing we should have definitely made a segment about. I feel like DJ Moore definitely like is hands all over Panther like Panther history books, and only done it in 5 years. I feel like one that may be a slight to our history books when it comes to receivers. But 2, I feel like DJ Moore doesn't get enough respect as a receiver, and like in the NFL, and really in our fan base, man. I feel like DJ Moore is a dog. I'm very thankful, you know what I'm saying, that he for what he did with us. I really hope that he goes on with Chicago and him and Justin Fields tears it the fuck up. Like, I really hope next year, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, I hope Chicago dogs at NFC North. I really do hope that Justin Fields and DJ Moore goes out and dogs the NFC North next year. All right, like that's something I really want to see happen. But man, even though he's gone, like we can't speak enough about how much of an impact DJ Moore was for this offense. Especially over the last 2 years, because again, there was no offense without DJ Moore. Like Christian McCaffrey was hurt last year, he was hurt in 2021. We traded him in 2022. There was no offense without DJ Moore, and I feel like we don't speak about that enough. So man, I wish him the best. I hope Terrace Marshall Jr. He knows he has big shoes to fill, man, because it's like we're going to have to lean on him a lot. But yeah, man, I really wish DJ Moore the best, bro.
All right, let's see here. Oh, this one here. Maybe you want guys to fill out because I haven't heard of this player. Matt Crinkley says Damian Henley is going to be a great coverage linebacker. Now, is this a current NFL player or just a college prospect?
It's a college prospect.
Okay, what you know about him?
Plays for Washington State.
Okay.
Same alma mater as Lulu, actually. Had an excellent Senior Bowl. That's where the coverage part is coming in. The film is good too. So I think he tested well at combine. So he was down in Mobile locking stuff up from the linebacker position pretty much. And did well against tight ends, running backs, all pretty much. Won a ton of reps. So he'll be your stand-up backer if he comes here. He's not necessarily an edge guy to me. But yeah, he's a solid guy that you would keep an eye on for day 2, day 3.
Yeah, I think that core change is going to. So let me ask you this real quick, fellas, before you get back to the comments, Kev. Like JD, like the defensive change, the 3-4 change. So
yeah.
So how do you think that's going to impact how we go about the draft? Because again, we're going to. I mean, they've been clear about adding players that fit the scheme more than the scheme fitting the players. Or I'm sorry, they've been clear about getting a bunch of players that they can fit a scheme around versus then creating a scheme and making them fit that scheme. So let me rephrase that. So how do you feel about how we're going to go about the draft and how that will impact the draft?
In my mind, I see a lot of people, trying to give us the prototypical fits for 3-4. So your nose tackle, all that good stuff, just so we can fit that mold. In my gut, I'm still feeling multiple, and they can call it 3-4. But again, once you get in sub packages, most O-lines are going to treat them pretty much the same. It's not going to change a whole lot because once we sub one of those linebackers out for or a defensive lineman out for an edge rusher and make him a DN, split him out wide as a 9 technique. You have 2 linebackers standing up in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So you got two interior defensive linemen, 1 linebacker in the middle. That team's going to treat that as a 4-3 front, even front, as far as the protection coming from the opponent's O-line. So it's not going to change a lot. I think they're going to look for guys that can do both. So, your 3-4 DNs that are a little heavier than, your 4-3 DNs, I would get one of those. And then in that aspect, if we get in like a pass rushing situation, that 3-4 DN is going to slide into a 3 technique, which is closer to what a 4-3 even front defensive tackle would be playing.
Right.
So it's just I feel like it's been overstated a lot by our fan base. Like, oh, we have to go get a nose tackle. This guy's 360 pounds. No, we're not going to be. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. That's like base defense. Like, teams are hardly ever in base defense anymore. We're in sub packages. So.
Right. Hey, man, I'll say this: your guy Felix, and was it Felix and DK Ozama? Like, yeah. I think that's another a big piece that if you can address at 39, it's to fit your point. Like that kind of tweener piece. Yep. Where where he can play inside, outside. You don't necessarily need a nose tackle. If you can address that as well. So yeah, man, I think that we're in a great position. I just had to ask that question, because I think that with that defensive changes, it is going to impact a lot of what we're going to do with the draft. But yeah, like I think you hit it right on the head, man.
Hey, I'm gonna give you 2 more names. It was a dude that was 280 pounds, Monty. Ran 4.49.
You talking about my man from Northwestern?
Yeah,
bro. Oh, dog. Yeah. And you know what? I can't pronounce his name. I won't butcher his name.
I won't try it.
Yeah, I won't butcher his name on live. You're talking about my man from Northwestern. I think he's gonna be a dog too, bro. I think, but again, those are the kind of tweeners that like you were speaking of that you're kind of looking for. You don't necessarily need a nose tackle, and like I said, because we're not going to be we're like the 3-4 that you traditionally run 10 years ago, 15 years ago. is not the same 3-4 this year. I mean, like 2023 is, like you said, you're not going to be in base most of the time. You're going to be in sub packages. You're going to be a lot of guys, a lot of moving pieces are going to be that, is going to be coming to being subbed in and out. So I totally do agree with you, man. But yeah, I think the guy from Northwestern would be a steal, especially if he falls to the third. I think that would be a great, a great high end piece that you can bank on with talent. Your boy Andre Carter, like I'll give you that. You were one of the first persons that put me on Andre Carter. This is a great pass. This goes like from no matter if you look at it from an offensive, or I keep saying offensive, outside linebacker or defensive end. No matter how you rank those like positions wise, I think this is a great class to get a pass rusher, man. So I'm excited. I think you got to do it in the free agency, but like I think you hit it on the head, JD. You knocked it out of the park there.
I'm just gonna say his name. I ain't even gonna say nothing else. Kalijah Cansey, bro. That if I had a dream pick that I can make happen, you know what I'm saying, regardless of where we pick him or whatever, as long as we make sure he's on the team, he's another guy too. 280, ran stupid fast for his size. So
see, I've other than like the first, and I don't want to say like the first 10 guys, I probably say like the first, maybe first 10 guys as a defensive end class. That's why I've kind of stopped after 10, because again they all kind of mess together at that point. But
it's nothing like that, bro. Oh, he already partying.
Hey, Kev over there. Hey, Kev off the juice. Hey, Kev off the juice, and he ready to. He look. Hey, Kev, we know you ready to get a quarterback, brother. So
yeah,
we ended on that note.
You about had to. Hey, Monty, you about had the feezies come out the corner when that.
Hey, man. Hey, look.
Y'all know I've been in the. Y'all know I've been in the trenches.
Conversations.
Nah. Y'all know I've been in the trenches since we got this thing started. This is the most I ever been so quarterback. Term. Y'all probably haven't heard me outside of Jalen Carter. Y'all haven't heard me say too much about linemen. You know what I'm saying? In this whole draft here, like I literally sat there and watched not only the season but in the playoffs how much of a fucking difference it has when you got a quarterback back there, man, that can just stand in the pocket and throw that bitch downfield, man. It's like I still think about what Coach Wright said at his presser. What is his ideal quarterback? He said he wants someone that knows all three levels of the RPO game. I didn't know there was 3 levels to it, so something else I'm gonna have to look forward to researching and digging up. I just know run the pass options. I didn't know there's levels to it, but obviously it is. And then he said, I want somebody that 10 times a game is gonna stand in that pocket and deliver that ball downfield. And that was just like, and it made me go back to see the teams that were successful and advanced. They all had a quarterback that did that. You know what I'm saying? For all the, unbelievable plays that we see Patrick Mahomes, it was those times that he stood right there in the pocket and delivered that ball downfield, whether it was hitting Travis Kelce on a crossing route or any one of his receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and credit to him. When you have a great quarterback, the receivers that he was throwing to in the Super Bowl wasn't exactly, household names. And he was just dotting them up. You know what I'm saying? That's what a good quarterback. So, just listening to you guys and how y'all was breaking down film during the regular season while the guys know about these college prospects, man, I'm just done got hyped and excited, man. And I'm just ready to just, not have to hope and pray and have rabbit's feet and my fingers and toes crossed, to get average quarterback play. I'm just looking forward to knowing that, I got a quarterback that's going to dot this damn defense up. You know what I'm saying? All we need to do is just hold them to 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to get that feeling back again. So definitely excited about either one of these guys that possibly that we may possibly get.
Yeah, man. I think like you said, I'm ready just to get that feeling back. I'm definitely ready to feel like we can compete. I'm not ready. To me, I look at it as no matter what defense we go against, no matter who we play against, I'm ready to feel like I have a quarterback that no matter if it's a 3-7 game or if it's a 37 to 40 game, we can compete. I feel like that we can go out there in the last drive of the game. I feel like my quarterback can go down there and get us some points. So, I'm ready to get that feeling back. It has been, like you said, almost 7 years, like 6-7 years since like we've had that feeling again. It's more than time for it. So yeah, man, I definitely think it's time. And there's nothing left I got to say, fellas. I think we covered it all. Like I said, I think that we've done a great job over this offseason. That I feel like no better piece or no better way than to cap the offseason off is then going up to get number one and going to go get your quarterback. I feel like they did everything that we've asked for them. They put a great coaching staff together. Now go get your quarterback, and now let's go compete. And I really feel like that's what we're going to do over the next 2 or 3 years. So I'm excited. So I'm glad that we're having these conversations again. It's been a while. So yeah, fellas. Again, I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm done talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and can we give a shout out to Mr. Tepper for owning up his mistakes about the previous coach? And it's like with this move right here, it signifies that he's all in. I mean, you it's easy to want to nitpick about all the things he done messed up and got wrong or haven't went right, but when it comes to trying to put this team in best position, he's what I'm saying, he's allowing it to happen, and I'm Tupper is definitely making up for it. With this move right here. First it was the coaching staff. Now you didn't get his coaching staff the option of getting the franchise quarterback. Pretty much after this, all he got to do is sit back and just write the checks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From
here. That's what he's supposed to do. He's a billionaire.
Right.
Why you working? Let everybody else work.
You got $18 billion, man, and a good-looking wife. I mean, sit back and enjoy. Appreciate you signing off on this trade to happen, but hey, let Reich and them do what they came here to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know Monty said he wrapped up, but just give you guys a chance like we always do. Any final remarks, fellas? Monty, JD?
No, I mean, like I said, I think I said it all before. Let's get it, keep pounding. Like for me, I think that this offseason, it better not be no fucking Will Levis. As much as I like it. Look, I think that has to be said before we go. It better not be fucking Will Levis. I think that it has to be CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. But nah, man. Again, I think we did a great job of covering it all today. I think that Tepper. I'm proud to say there's been a long time before I can say I'm proud to be a Carolina Panther fan. And today it's one of those rare moments over the last 3 or 4 years where I can say, I'm proud to be a Carolina Panther. I mean, because again, it brings excitement back to the city. Like I said, I'm from Charlotte. I'm born and raised. So I've lived out of 31 years. I've lived damn near all my life in Charlotte. So so it's like I'm here every day. I can tell you this. I remember when Cam Newton got drafted, and I actually wasn't living in Charlotte at that point. I was living in Atlanta. And when Cam Newton got drafted, and I remember coming back to Charlotte, the atmosphere Charlotte had, and now living back in Charlotte again, it is different. It is completely different, and and I feel like you really got to go get your guy. And man, I think we're in that perfect position to do it. We're in a perfect pot. Again, I told y'all I think we were going to do this for months ago, but now it's coming to fruition, and I'm happy about it. So yeah, man, like I said, I'm done talking, fellas. Let's go get us a quarterback.
Hey, well, let me say something, because you brought up a good point. You talking about Will Levis. What if we trade up and took Anthony Richardson? How would that make you feel?
Kev.
He about to blow. Monty say, I'm trying to end on a high note.
Hey, you feel me? Look, I've been drinking and all that. Look, you don't make me pour another drink. Look, I'm trying to go to sleep. Look, Kev, I'm trying to go to sleep, money. You gonna have me in this motherfucker cussing again. So look, man, look, and look, man. But before we go now, because now y'all motherfuckers know I like to talk. I like Will Levis. I've always said I like Will Levis. I remember and I made the mistake of the very first game I saw was Kentucky versus Tennessee 2021. Because that was the game I was like, oh nah, like white boy got game. Like I don't care what nobody else said. Like people can kill me for saying that. I don't care. I'm not politically correct. White boy got game. So I was like, nah, I like it. But moving past that, man, Kev, we draft Will Levis at number 1, and I'm going to be on a whole nother type of you like before we got on chat. You said, bro, you think you seen my peak of ignorant? Nah, brother, you haven't seen a piece of how ugly I can get. Let's draft Will Levis, brother. But that's that. I'm done. I'm shutting up. I'm going to sleep now.
We ain't even gonna let that happen.
What? So we cool with Richardson at number 1 then?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Look, and again, I hear the upside argument. I'm not cool with no other quarterback than Bryce Young and CJ Stroud at number 1. All
right, I got you.
And I'm gonna go over this logic for real. Like, you don't lose your number 1 receiver, you don't lose your next year first round pick over QB 2 or 3. I hear all that talk about, or I'm not 2 or 3, over QB 3 or 4. I'm sorry. Because I hear all that talk about, well, they like all 4 quarterbacks. They like, no, the fuck they don't.
It's a smoke screen.
Exactly. They like 1 or 2 quarterbacks, and they want everybody else to think, oh yeah, well, we might fuck around and trade the 2. No, we're not. No. So let's address that now. They when Fitterer said, if you like a guy, if you love him, you want to go get him, he meant that. You didn't trade for 1 and lost your number 1 receiver to go get fucking Will Levis. You didn't. I'm sorry, you didn't. And if that's the case, I'm
new job,
bro. Scott Fitterer got to see me in a boxing ring. He got to see me. That's how I feel about it.
You got to run on that fade money,
bro. He gonna run me the.
DJ Stroud said we don't duck no fade.
Man, he gonna run me the ugliest fade from here to South Carolina. I promise you, it's gonna be ugly.
Dog.
All right, JD, what about you? Any closing remarks?
Man, it's draft season, beloved. It's draft season. Draft profile, I got Bryce Young on deck. It's dropping first. CJ Stroud still cooking. Will Levis, I got on deck.
Look, we're number 1. We ain't gonna need
that now. See, look, I had all these things.
Just drop Stroud and Young.
JD, see, brother, you see how good it feel?
Dog.
You see how good it feel to have this 10-person list, and you like, I don't even need this.
God is good.
Hey, bro, I can get whoever I want. So that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, y'all know T.I. my favorite rapper. When he said you can get whatever you like, he was talking about with us right now. So
yes,
man, it is what it is. I'm sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you. I've been drinking. I've been drinking, y'all. So I'm sorry.
Did you right though? Like I got all these. Like I had one on Hidden Hooker, Tanner McKee. I might pass it off to the little homie to drop.
Yeah, you know, so like, hey, man, pass some notes off to somebody that need them because we don't need them no more.
No, we don't need. We shop in Fenty. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need that,
brother. We done came up for Walmart, so we done came up to Neiman Marcus. You know what I'm saying?
We at Neiman Marcus. Oh, okay.
Me said we used to pray for times like this, man.
But we used to pray for times like, hey man, y'all finna give me y'all. Hey, I'm off the oil. Y'all finna give me drinking some more. so on that note, I'm shutting up. I gotta get off this phone, man. I love y'all boys.
All right, bro. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Anyway, we want to thank everybody that joined us in tonight on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as always. Thank you for being a part of 4-Man Rush. You guys' interactions with us is what make it fun for us. Again, on behalf of everyone here at the 4-Man Rush, I'm your main man, Kevin Avery, Country Kev. Want to thank Monty for joining in. Want to thank JD for joining in. We'll catch all you guys out in the social media world, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, IG. We'll see you there. Again, Panthers did the damn thing today, making this trade up. We hype, we ready. Look forward to start free agency, and we'll catch you guys the next time. Y'all take care, and what a rush.